The 2018-19 season was the greatest in Liberty basketball history. But in September, before all the big wins, the celebrations, and the NCAA tournament appearance, Flames associate head coach Brad Soucie was blindsided with the news that his wife, Kendra, had been diagnosed with cancer.
I was at practice, we had a workout, and I think we were just finishing up, and Kendra called me. She, had said that it was cancerous, and so I immediately just told Richie I gotta go, and came home, and we just we cried together, we prayed, and we just began to seek God for what we were to do next.
I think the first 3 months we were in shock. I honestly think that we were you're just trying to navigate something that you've never done before. So I told the Lord that a lot, like, we've never gone this road before, so we really need you to show up.
Kendra's diagnosis was stage 3B triple-negative breast cancer. But instead of traditional methods, the Soucies have felt God calling them to fight this disease with a natural approach and a belief in God's healing power.
We're kind of doing more therapeutic, holistic ways of beating cancer. Essentially, our bodies know how to beat cancer when the immune system is strong enough to do that. And so I think I want my story, first of all, to be a glory story for God, who still heals today, who is doing miracles. So I think our heart, our posture has continued to be, Lord, show us how you want us agreeing with your healing plan.
I remember one moment where we went and we met with the surgeon, and that meeting was just, it was a lot of fear-based, because the diagnosis that she has, they said, is a very aggressive cancer. And so I just remember we had practice right after that meeting. So after practice, I just came back to my office. And I just said, God, you know what I need to hear. And so I opened my praise and worship playlist, and I just pressed shuffle. And the song that came on was just an amazing song by Hillsong. The title of the song is Be Still. And it just says, be still and know that the Lord is in control. Be still, my soul. Stand and watch as giants fall, and it's, cancer is a giant, in our society, just because of the fear that is behind it. And so in that moment, like, I just really felt God's presence of Him coming alongside of us. And there was just so many of those moments throughout the year with different things or whatever, fear would try to come in. That's been the amazing, part of it is Him just really coming alongside of us during those tough times.
God has continued to encourage the Soucies during this battle through His word, songs, and through people.
I feel like the Lord has just all week had me in the Good Samaritan story, which I love to preach because it's always from the perspective of being the Good Samaritan and what that's like to meet others in their brokenness. And the perspective for us now is it's like nothing else we've experienced, to be the one broken down on the side of the road and have the body of Christ come around us to lift us up. And so to be able to see how people have loved and invested in us is just beyond. It has been such a testament of God's goodness and mercy to our lives, like we won't get over it.
And the most tangible way that people have helped the Soucies is through a recently launched GoFundMe page. The Soucies have found a holistic facility in Mexico called Hope for Cancer, and the money raised through the GoFundMe page will help send Kendra there in early July.
It was very hard to even allow the GoFundMe thing. Like, it's very hard to receive. But even that, just of seeing, God at work has been incredible, just to see the body of Christ rally around us, and what it's done in our lives and in our hearts, of feeling that firsthand now is just another part of His healing story.
I want the testimony to be for the glory of God. I want the body of Christ to have a faith-building testimony, like God is still healing today, and He is the same God that He always has been. He speaks to us, He leads us, He heals. And so to be able to speak to someone else who might be getting a diagnosis and be able to offer hope will be such a gift to us, because we know what hope spoken over us in this season has meant so important to us.